Hello everybody, today we are doing a Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword tier list, well, bosses tier list. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't played this game in maybe 2 years, but I remember all the bosses. So, I want to get all my credits out of the way. So the clips I will be using of the gameplay of the bosses are from this guy. Go check out his video. The video will be pinned in the description. Now, there's a bunch of bosses that I looked up because I couldn't remember. I was just seeing if I had every single boss. And there's these bosses like sub-bosses or like actual bosses. They're on the screen. I don't count these as bosses. Honestly, they're not bosses. They're just hard enemies. Really. And then the horde, like that horde at the end of the game, I guess is a boss now. I don't know how that's a boss, but I mean, enough yapping. You all know the gist of this thing. Let's do it. Okay. First, it's not a very good photo, but Leviathan. So, Leviathan is that freaking whale. I mean, you know what? You can see it on the screen. So Leviathan is okay. I mean, his boss battle is kind of annoying, and it's really just a build up to this one. I forgot some of the names, so because once again, I haven't played this game in like 7 but like I was saying, he's really just a build up to Bilokite. I can't pronounce the name, but yeah, so his fight was okay. D tier. It was kind of small. Now this boss was probably, I was maybe 10 at the time when I was beating these, so he was one of the hardest bosses I fought at the time. Probably, and that was like my first playthrough. Around my third, it was pretty easy. It wasn't really a hard fight, but I always liked this fight. It was really fun, and I just hated getting up to it. Like the temple that it was in was one of the most annoying temples that you could ever be in. Genuinely one of the most annoying. But the boss fight was worth it. So we're gonna go B tier with this one. Honestly, I really like that boss fight. Maldarok is a really good boss in general. Anyways, oh yeah, also, please don't hate on me if I pronounce some of the name wrongs. Alright, now back to Bilokite. This boss, I really didn't like this boss, mainly because I didn't like the design or the color scheme. I did like I did like how you had to like projectile, like you had to hit it's like weird acid balls right back at it. That was honestly really cool. Move that real quick right here. I'm just gonna move these right here. Yeah, it's easier. But so I'm gonna give it C tier. Yeah, I think that's fair. Now the Imprisoned. Now I just don't like the Imprisoned. He's honestly very weird, just because of his toes and fingers, bro. It's so creepy. But the Imprisoned in stage 1 was honestly really easy. It was your first boss, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was your first boss you fight. But I mean, it was pretty easy, just a little disturbing, so C tier. I'm gonna go C tier. Now, Imprisoned 2. Now, Imprisoned Stage 2. Now, this one was kind of cool, because he had hands now, which made it also really annoying. But you had Groose and his freaking cannon thing, which made it a whole hell of a lot easier. So, I like it. I'm gonna say C tier again. Now, this one, Imprisoned Stage 3. I hate this one. It was so annoying to do. He could just float up there, and you had to launch on his head and hit him a bunch. F tier. I hate him. Nah, he makes me mad. I genuinely just don't like Imprisoned Stage 3. Really annoying. Alright. Now Scaldera. Scaldera had to have been maybe my second favorite boss. Now, he was pretty annoying, because you had to run up and run down and run up and run down, getting those bombs. But I liked how you could roll them into him like you were playing freaking bowling, like Wii Bowling or something. And hitting him and seeing like his like pieces chip off and then like seeing his whole like fiery core was genuinely really cool. So I really like that, and honestly this is a really good boss. Once again, I'm gonna put it in B tier because yeah, no, it's a good boss, just like him. Matter of fact, I might move him up to A tier. He's honestly a really fun boss. I might move him up to A tier. Alright, now Girahim, or Girahim, whatever, I don't know. I never know if he's a guy or a girl. I think he's a guy now. I think, well, not now, but I think he was presumed as a guy. So strange. But either way, stage 2, honestly, we're gonna do what we did with the imprisoned. Move them up in order. Well, it makes sense. Now, Girahim stage 1 was honestly pretty easy. You got to understand the basics of how he worked and stuff. So, I liked it. It wasn't easy. It wasn't bad. And it wasn't super hard. I'm gonna go... There's gonna be a lot in C tier. Honestly, C tier was pretty good. Yeah, C tier. Now, stage 2... I don't know why, but this one was so hard for me the first time I went through it. I had to get my brother to help me with it, bro. He freaking cooked him. But on my second playthrough and my third, he was genuinely pretty easy. I liked his style in this one, and I liked the temple. The temple was pretty cool. Was it that lizard dude that I don't count as a boss, that people count as sub-bosses? I don't know. But it was pretty cool. I liked the temple a lot. It wasn't bad. And also just the area, like the freaking mole things. Those are pretty good. So I'm gonna say B tier. Okay, now D tier. I think I'm gonna put him in. Actually, I don't know, because I remember I sucked at where you had to do the freaking get the shield. I just tried to, I bought the highest the shield right below it and tried to beat him with that. You can't. I played a bunch of playthroughs just trying to beat him with it because I could not get that shield. So I had to play a bunch and finally do it. And this one was genuinely an annoying fight, bro. F tier. I genuinely just don't like Girahim stage 3. Very annoying. Now, this dude, Octolus, or what's his name? I can't remember his name. Why is that open? Tantalus. That's it. Yeah, Tantalus. He was pretty cool. I mean, I didn't really like him. His style was just ugly. I hated his style. I hated how you had to cut off his, like, hair. Freaking stab him in the... Like, you had to cut his eye. I mean, it was a cool fight because you had to maneuver and not get hit with his tentacles. Honestly, a little annoying. But out of the two, there's a sub-boss and him. And honestly, the sub-boss was way better. He was one of my favorite fights. But we're going to put him in D tier. I didn't really like him. Kind of annoying. This dude, okay, his fight was pretty cool. And I love how the creators styled him. Genuinely an amazing boss. Koloktos, or however you say it. Either way, just a great boss in general. B tier. I loved him. Honestly, an amazing boss. Now, Demise. Demise was... I don't know. It was a really hard boss fight. A really cool one because of how you were, like, in the sky and how the atmosphere changed around you. Honestly, it was pretty cool. Really hard boss. I think I took, like, 2 days to do it, to beat it. And it was a really cool boss. Really hard, but since it was the final boss... and it felt so good to beat him. I'm gonna do B tier, yeah. Now, Style Master, I felt I had to put him in here because, well, you literally needed him. You had to kill him to continue. Like, he got you that whip, which also led up to him. But, so, I felt like he was kind of important. Now, it wasn't that hard of a fight. It was kind of a lame fight, honestly. The fight was very lame. So, I'd say I'm gonna put him in D tier. I didn't really like him. S tier. Sorry. I loved this fight. Freaking Scover and... Gosh, I can't even remember. Skirvo. Yeah, Skirvo. And so Skirvo was, like, mainly the first one you fought. but Skirvo was just one of my favorite fights. I loved the bridge. I loved everything about fighting Skirvo. And then, what's his name? Freaking Dreadsphere or something? What is it? Dreadfuse. Yeah, Dreadfuse was basically just kind of a ripoff. It was basically just like Skirvo's brother. Still, I feel like I put them both in there as one because they're basically the same fight, just different terrains. And I might be wrong about that because I haven't played it in 2 years, but what I remember, they're basically just the same fight. And so, honestly, my favorite, yeah, I don't care. This guy's amazing fight. He's an amazing fight, but Skirbo's definitely has to be my favorite. Now, for our final, Stalfo. I don't really like Stalfo. I felt like I had to add him in here because you needed to beat him to continue on with the game. Anyways, he was lamer than freaking Stylemaster F tier. I really didn't like his fight. It was pretty boring, easy. It really wasn't hard. Honestly, I might do some tweaking here. 1 second. Made some tweaking and I really like this now. So I put these two because these are just amazing bosses up with A tier. And I moved him to D tier because honestly, he wasn't a bad fight. I moved him. I don't think he deserved B tier. Honestly. I think that's where I had him before. I don't think he deserved B tier. And I think he was, I don't know, this dude reminds me of a girl, so I'm gonna say she deserved to be in C tier, I think. And honestly, he was an annoying fight, just because I don't care if he's the final boss. He's in C tier, and the Imprison kind of sucked. But I mean, F tier, D tier, that fits. These two deserve to be in D tier. Lame. And that should stay. This one, I really don't like the Imprisoned, but this was like kind of the second hardest, so I'm gonna put him in D tier. And then I moved him up because he's not bad. And I moved him really high up, even though he was kind of like a follow through. His character was honestly really cool after you like cleaned out the parasites and stuff. And then I think he deserved to get to be in B tier. I feel like these two tiers should switch because he basically taught you the controls and you couldn't be a little baby fighter. Like you couldn't, like, you know what I mean? Like you couldn't like resort to noob tactics. Like you had to learn because if you just tried to slash, he was gonna grab your sword and take it against you. And I really like that. So yeah, there it is, the tier list. I like it. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you would change anything or any feedback, maybe anything that I messed up saying like I was wrong. But yeah, bye.